Hello everybody, Lotte for Life here, bringing guys a brand new video, and today the Brave token theme got revealed. Now, or rather, this actually got revealed yesterday. Probably 2 days ago by the time this goes up. Anyways, I don't care, I want to talk about this. Especially since I don't think I talked about the first set revealed for this deck builder pack. I forget which one this is. Grand Creators, right? Yeah, Grand Creators. What even was the first one revealed? I forget. It's been a while. I might go back and talk about it later. But however, Brave Token's really interesting. So, for one thing, I'm going to say this outright. I don't think this deck is done being revealed. Because, for one thing, we don't have this blue lady here as a card yet. And it just doesn't feel finished yet. Which does suck. There's also this big dragon here, which doesn't have its own card yet, so I don't think this deck is done yet. I think, so let's see here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards. Yeah, that's an odd number. There's probably going to be a 12 card revealed. It's weird for them to do an odd number of cards, so I'm pretty confident in saying there's going to be at least one more card revealed for the first wave in Grand Creators. They're probably waiting to reveal the card that's going to tie everything together, because right now this deck just... And then I hope they do expand on it later on. So, this deck, I haven't seen a lot of people talking about it. I've only seen DPYGO put a video on it, and it's a bit annoying. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Enough of like the annoying prelude. So, first and foremost, we got the spell that kind of like is like the most important card in the archetype. Rite of Aramesia. You can only activate one card of this card's name per turn. You cannot activate monster effects on a field of turn you activate this card except special summon monsters. If you control no Brave tokens, special summon one Brave token. Fairy, Earth, level 4, 2k attack, 2k defense. Then if you do not control a Journey of Destiny, you can place one Journey of Destiny from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone. So, the Brave token is what this deck revolves around. It's all about tokens, specifically the Brave token, and having these cards that support it, as well as also having these other cards that all support it. The Brave token is the star of the show. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed up here with the note, it's actually called a Yusha token. Now, Yusha is the Japanese word for hero. In fact, if you've ever seen Goblin Slayer, the like token hero card is called not the token hero. The token hero character is called Yusha, and then there's like if you ever like watch an anime where like it's like stars a hero or whatever, you'll hear them call like the shield hero to Yusha or whatever, so on and so forth. You hear it a lot, and that's because it's the literal word for hero. And sometimes hero gets translated to brave over here, because it can also mean brave, if I remember correctly. Which makes sense. So, since this isn't part of the hero archetype, they're calling it the brave token instead of the hero token. And this leads into a bigger thing that I think is a really cool concept that I'm going to talk about later, because I want to talk about the cards first, because that's what you guys clicked on for. But if this deck is going for what I think it's going for, I really like the idea. And I've not seen anybody talking about this deck. I couldn't even find a Reddit post about it. Like, what the hell? Do people just not care that much? Anyway, so let's go ahead and talk about this, what was it called again? The Journey of Destiny over here. So this is the card that, like, so you get your token, and then you get to activate a Journey of Destiny. That's a pretty good +1 card advantage right there. Okay, so Journey of Destiny, let's go ahead and take a look at that before we take a look at the monsters. Journey of Destiny, continuous spell. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. During your main phase, you can add to your hand one monster from your deck that specifically lists the token, Brave token, in its text. Then send one card from your hand to the graveyard. If a monster is normal or spell summoned, you can add to your hand or equip to one Brave token you control, one equip spell from your deck that specifically lists the token, Brave token, in its text. Each turn, the first time a monster or monsters you control that would be destroyed by battle while it is equipped with an equipped card, it is not destroyed. This is really cool. Okay, so right off the bat, you activate Rite of Aramesia. You get your token. Okay, And then you immediately get Journey of Destiny. And then Journey of Destiny immediately gets you to 2 monsters over here. Or the third, whenever, if ever, we get the Witch here. Which I'm sure they're going to print the waifu. Why would they not? Okay. I'd be more surprised if they didn't. And so that gets you to a monster. And then you can immediately get out your monsters. And also your tokens. Well, your equipped spells. Because literally, activate Ryder Aramesia. Activate Journey of Destiny. Get your token. Activate Ryder, wait, what was it called again? I almost called it Ryder Destiny. Journey of Destiny, to search out a monster, and then you spell summon one of your monsters, because both of these can be spell summoned if you control a Brave token. And then that gets you the equip spell right away. That ties everything together. That is absolutely fantastic. I love this card design, because it ties everything together. Literally, just from doing that, you immediately get 2 monsters on board with an equip spell, and that's 4 cards on board right there. That is great, and I love it, okay? Because that just ties everything together, and it's all just a big old bundle. I love it, okay? Now then, we got the 2 monsters that have been revealed so far. I say so far because, again, I think the Witch is going to get printed either later, or she's just not going to get revealed until later. So, the first guy here is Magicite Warrior of the Ruins, which, can I just say I love this guy's design? He looks so cool. He looks like the standard, like, tank character in one of these, like, hero parties and everything. So he's a level 4 Fire Warrior Effect Monster, 2300 attack, 1k defense. I don't think that's the strongest level 4. I think the strongest goes to... Was it Cave Dragon that has 2400 attack? I can't remember as a level 4. There's a level 4 of 2400 attack. I can't remember. Anyways. In fact, this thing's also a warrior too, so you can search it off of Rhoda is great. You can only use the first and third effects of this card's name once per turn. While you control a Brave token, you can spell summon this card from your hand. Okay, awesome. Right off the bat, you get your dude. Cannot attack while you control no Brave token. So you don't have your token, you don't have your hero, he loses the will to fight, which... sad. Don't lose your will to fight, dude. Third, at the end of the battle phase, if your monster that specifically lists a Brave token in its text battled, you can set 1 spell trap card that specifically lists a token, Brave token, in its text directly from your deck to your spell trap card zone. So the cool thing is that after one of your tokens, or, well, actually no, one of your monsters, like for instance himself, or one of the other monsters, battles, you can get to one of your spells and traps right away. I do like that. He's a spell and trap card searcher. It's a bit of a roundabout way of going about it, but this is clearly a battle-focused archetype. Like you want to get your token to be big and beefy and just run over stuff, and also have your other dudes to run over stuff too. So getting to get your spells and traps is great. Right now, okay, so we do indeed have 2 traps. For some reason I thought we did not, and I read these earlier, darn it. So Magicite, pretty good card all around. I definitely think he's a 3 of. You know, so far I would say, considering what this archetype does and everything, I think almost everything, at least out of these first 4 here, are 3 ofs. The equip spells is where you get to the point where it's like, okay, do I really want to play 3 of these? Speaking of the last monster here, I love this, okay, because everybody thought this was a fur hire here, but it's not. If you scroll down, you can get a better look at the little dude, or girl. I think it's a lolly. Yeah, that's totally a girl character, right over here, who I think is the stand-in for the white mage of the group. Makes me wonder if we're ever going to get like a black mage and all that stuff. So we got Wandering Griffin Ryder, who has 2k attack, 2800 defense, level 7 winged beast effect monster. And actually, wait, archer. Okay, so she's an archer, not the mage. Okay, I guess the mage would be the witch girl. That makes more sense. Anyway, so you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. During the main phase, if you control no monsters, or if you control a Brave token, you can spell summon this card from your hand. So right off the bat, I'm gonna say I like that a lot, because this is a level 7 Cyber Dragon. So I can't wait to see if people play this on like rank 7 decks, like Red Eyes or something, just as a rank 7 enabler. That's gonna be really cool. Then it's got a pretty good effect as well on top of that. So when a card or effect is activated, if you control a Brave token, as a quick effect, you can shuffle this card into the deck, and if you do, negate that activation. If you do that, destroy that. That's really mean. Okay, so first and foremost, I love the fact that we actually do have negation for this deck. I've noticed Konami's kind of been not doing that as much with some cards and stuff. It feels like they're trying to move away from negation as much, but negation is still incredibly important. So we need negation, and this thing's a negate. It's a walking negate. It's a walking negate anything, which is really, really good for this archetype. And it's, since you can search it out again, it's pretty easy to recycle and reuse this card over and over and over. Which it does suck. It's a once per turn and it gets rid of itself on the board, but hey, you gotta have some cost on this and all that. Now then, moving on. We already talked about Journey of Destiny. Let's go and talk about the equip spells. Noble Arms of Light, Daniel. So this thing is literally a Noble Arms card, even just ignoring the name, because Konami has taken to naming some cards Noble Arms, even though it's not part of the Noble Knight stuff. But this thing is definitely a Noble Arms, even in like what it does. So, you equip only to a monster you control. You can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect, you can only control one Noble Arms of Light Dano, which is a bit annoying because you can't have it on everybody. The equipped monster gains 500 attack for each monster of a different name you control that specifically lists the Brave token. So that's really good. So right off the bat, you're going to want to have this equipped to the Brave token, as well as also the other equipped spells. And, I mean, that's 500 more attack for each of your dudes, which is really good. So that's 1,000 more on the Brave token, so he is at 3k if you have this card equipped and both dudes out. 35 whenever we get the Witch and any other monsters they release. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target a Brave token you control, equip this card to that target. It's literally a Noble Arms effect. Just, oh, hey, you destroyed it. Okay, I go back onto my dude. Really good card right there all around. I don't think I'd play more than 2 of it in a deck, maybe even 1, because it is recyclable. The only downside is if it does go in the graveyard and stays in the graveyard, there's no way of really recurring it at the moment. At least to my remembrance. Yeah. I don't think any of these actually get you back recursion, which does suck. Anyways, next up we got Starlet Papillon, which I read and I instantly thought of the Papillon archetype from forever ago. This little thing, oh god. It reminds me of the little fairy from, what was it, Ocarina? I don't know. I haven't played any of the Zelda games other than Breath of the Wild and the original, and I still know about the hey listen meme. Whenever you activate this, you are obligated to tell your opponent, hey listen. See if they cringe at you. Anyways, it's an equip spell. You can only activate this card start effect once per turn. You can only control one of it. It does the reverse of the Noble Arms of Light, whereas it drops each of your opponent's monsters attack by 500 with for each different name monster you control that specifically lists Brave token. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target a Brave token you control and equip this card to that target, which is pretty good. Also, I do like, it just dawned on me, it doesn't care how they go in the graveyard. So, unless it misses timing or something like that, which I don't think it does, if you discard it off of the effect of Journey of Destiny, where you search out your monster and then you gotta send a card from your hand to the graveyard, that would equip it onto the token. That might actually work. I wonder if that does. That'd be really good. Somebody who knows better about like rollings, let me know if you think it would work, because that would be pretty good right there. Next up, we got Draco back to Dragon Steed. Blah. You can only use its second and third effects once per turn. First effect, you can only control one of it. Pretty standard stuff. I guess this is our stand-in for our Chocobo here. While this card is equipped to a non-effect monster, you can target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. I wish this was a quick effect. This would be so much better if it was a quick effect. Just having a once per turn Pallades, I would love it. And it has a re-equip effect. This card would be so much better if this was a quick effect, but however, even without it, it's still a good card. Being able to just bounce a card once a turn, I love it. Then we got the 2 field spells. Yes, 2. Also, apparently, when they first put them up on the on the website, there was an error where, oh hey, the third effect was not once per turn. So that is a pretty big difference there. So the first field spell is Zar Arham, the Dark Temple, which I'm guessing is supposed to be at the Demon Lord's Castle or something. Because this is clearly like based off of like Final Fantasy and hero stuff and all that, and I think an isekai. And I'm gonna get to that here in a minute, because if the lore of this is what I think it is, oh my god, I love it. Especially since I'm total isekai trash right now. So, field spell, while you control a monster equipped with Noble Arms of Light Daniel, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during the battle phase. Pretty good, I like it, right off the bat. Cool. Once per turn, when your Brave token destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's general attack. Cool! Give him Flame Man's effect. I love it. And then third effect, once per turn, if you activated this card's second effect previously this turn, you can add to your hand one field spell in your deck or graveyard that specifically lists a token, Brave token, in its text, except for Zaraharm, the Dark Temple. So, as I said, this deck has two field spells, and they search out each other. The second one here has the exact same effect, except it adds the other one. So, yeah, that's really good. I like it. I wish more decks that had multiple field spells did something like this. It drives me nuts that, like, Ghost Trick ideally want, like, every field spell that they have on the field at once, but obviously you can't do that. So, this is a good compromise with that. I like that. That also makes interesting cards like set rotation and stuff for it to be kind of interesting as well, because, hey, you get both out. I mean, it doesn't do the same thing as... I was just thinking, oh, wait, you could totally do the Dream Mirror. No, you can't. Because it does specify your monster. Now, let's talk about the Lost Woods. So this is, again, this is another reference to, like, freaking Zelda and stuff here. The Lost Woods, or the Woods of Lost Flowers. Which, as a point out here, is a reference to the Lost Woods, the many translations of the Lost Woods. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, it's not something just unique to Japanese entertainment. Yeah. Anyways, let's see here. Field spell, your monsters equipped with Starlet Papillon are unaffected by any card effect activated by your opponent. Once per turn, when your Brave token destroys an opponent's monster with battle, you can draw one card. Once per turn, if you activated this card's second effect, you can add the other dude, the other field spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And of course, if they add any more field spells, I hope to God they don't. We don't need any more than 2. Just keep it at 2 and give this deck more support, like more monsters and stuff. I'll be happy with that. So Lost Woods here is a really good card as well. It's kind of conflicting in that I will say... it's really nice that, hey, it does make your token unaffected by stuff, but I really wish that, like, this was a total battle one. So, like, okay, so my idea is okay, during your turn you have one up, you attack, you get the effect, and then you switch it out for the other one. And I think that's what they're going for here, because you attack, you burn your opponent, and then main phase 2, you use the effect to add the other field spell. You replace it with the Lost Woods, now making your token immune to card effects for the turn. And then, oh hey, if they try to run over the token, and then you pump up his attack or something, and you get to draw a card, that's pretty cool. Or, well, main phase 2, during your turn, during your turn, it swings back to your turn, you run over something, you draw a card, and then you use its effect to switch over for the field spell. The only thing is that this one is definitely better during your turn because, oh hey, it stops battle phase shenanigans. This one's better during your opponent's turn because it makes your duty unaffected by stuff. You would prefer this one during your opponent's turn and this one during your turn. So, I don't know. I'm very mixed on that because now, oh hey, once I get this up, I don't want to switch back to this one too often. Especially since this is just the better one in general with the draw and the unaffected by everything. So, I'm very mixed on it. Personally, I think Lost Woods is better, but they're both pretty decent. Especially like with how the first one can totally burn somebody to death. Alrighty, let's move on. Down onto Thunder Discharge, which... oh boy, so this is another card that looks like it is going to be... It's got a monster that I think we're going to get later on. I don't think this is going to be one of those cards where we're going to get them like in this set. I think this guy is going to pop up in like a card later on, probably in the next main set after this set comes out. You know how they like to do that, where they'll come out with like a random card or something for the archetypes that are in these deck building packs a set or two afterwards. This is totally going to be one of those guys. Unless they're teasing us and is going to put the waifu in the future set as like a super secret rare, hard to pull once per case card, because Konami knows they're degenerate players. Let's just be honest. Anyways, Thunder Discharge. It's a normal trap card. You can only activate one card of this card's name per turn. If you control a Brave token, target one of your monsters equipped with an equipped spell that specifically lists the token Brave token in its text. Destroy as many monsters your opponent controls with equal or lower attack as possible. Then you can equip one equipped spell in your hand or graveyard that specifically lists the Brave token in its text to an appropriate monster you control. So this card, if I'm reading it right, you can't target the token itself. You got to target a monster that lists the token, and then you can equip another dude. I'm a bit iffy on this card if that is how it works. Now, if you can target the token, because if the token lists Brave token in its card text, which I don't know if it technically does. Like, that's the thing. Tokens don't have card text, but they also sometimes do. Like, it'll say, this token can be used for whatever. I don't know if that would count or not. So more than likely, you can't target the token itself. You have to target a monster and then, you know, pop something. Then you can equip a thing onto the token. So that is a problem with this card, but it is a cool card. It's like a Regeki that you can do during your opponent's turn. I don't know if this is actually going to see any play, but hey, I mean, you have the token out, you have both of the two like main attack manipulation equip spells, and you have a bunch of really powered dudes, and you have a bunch, like your opponent has a bunch of weakened dudes. This can zap up a whole bunch of different stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna be played or not, but it is technically, like, it is theoretically a quick play lightning like storm or something. I don't know. Well, for monsters at least. Who knows if this is gonna see play or not? It's interesting, but anyways. Moving on, then we got Resurrection Breath, which has some pretty artwork, and this is what makes me think that this is the white mage of the group, even though she has like the archery bow and like the other artwork. Unless this is the... I didn't notice there was a person here! Is that going to be another future card? Oh wait, or is this a summons? Is this like a summons from Final Fantasy? I don't know, but who knows. So it's a trap card. You can only activate one card of this card's name per turn. If you control a Brave token, spell summon up to 2 monsters with different names from your hand and or graveyard, but banish them if they leave the field. Then you can equip one equipped spell in your hand or graveyard that specifically lists the Brave token to an appropriate monster you control. So I like how this is literally just double Monster Reborn for any 2 monsters. And it doesn't even have to be monsters that list a Brave token. So if like you use the monsters to make something, and it's like, for instance, okay, let's say you made a Utopia at some point, and I don't know, you got torrentialed. Okay, you activate discard, bring back the Utopia and another monster, and then you plop a Utopia to Lightning on top of the Utopia. You know, that's just one idea that you could use this for. Obviously, there are better things and ways of getting around how, oh, they banish if they leave the field. So, very, very good card all around for this deck. I don't know how useful it's going to be because, I mean, from the looks of it, the 2 main monsters here you don't really want to get banished. And, I mean, this will banish Griffin because he'll get banished when he leaves the field. So, wait, would you even be able to do the effect where you shuffle it to the deck? I don't know. I gotta check on the ruling on that. So, that is Brave Token. I am very optimistic about this deck being a fun rogue deck, especially once they get all their support. I'm still pretty confident that this is not the full wave of support. Okay, I really do think we're going to get waifu here at some point or another in this set, or we're going to get, I don't know, I almost called him Zapdos, but Zappy Man here at some point or another. One of these 2 is going to be in the main set here, and then the other will be in the core set later on. That's what I'm kind of getting. It's more than likely, since this lady here is on like every single, like on a lot of the cards, she's more than likely going to be the one who gets printed here. And I think she's even on the card, like on the art for the set. So I think she should be the one that gets printed here. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. Now, for my theory on what this theme is. Okay, so for one thing, obviously it takes a lot of motifs from Final Fantasy, from Legend of Zelda. You know, common, you know, like isekai-like stuff that people like, well, common fantasy tropes that people like to incorporate a lot into isekai stuff, you know. So, here's my thing. Okay, looking at what this deck is doing and the artwork, I think it's intending on the token being a stand-in for the player. Okay, and then it's like you getting isekai'd and going on an adventure with the team here. Okay, so hold it with me. Okay, so you see the witch lady here doing like what is clearly a summon. You can see other worlds here. Okay, she's summoning somebody here. We can presume this is the Yusha, the hero. Okay, and then it starts the journey. Okay, and here's the thing. Okay, this reminds me of like the start of like a video game, like, you know, and you're walking out and you see your team and they're like all waving at you like, yeah, let's get going. And I mean, look at it. Okay, this is like you took a picture. They're looking at your direction. All of them. Well, other than the bird here. But the Ryder's looking at you. The Magicite Warrior's looking at you. The Witch Lady's looking at you. And they're all like, hey, you ready? And then I'm just getting the feeling that like the token is you. You know? This almost feels like a way to do like armor in real life. You know, the armor archetype from the original Yu-Gi-Oh anime. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm jumping loops here. But that's or what is it? Jumping through hoops. That's what I'm kind of getting the feeling. It feels like they're doing like an isekai kind of thing here. Where the token is you. You are the token. You are the Yusha. You are the hero. And, I mean, look, I mean, she's summoning an amorphous blob here. It kind of looks like a person. And then, oh, hey, they're like, hey, let's get going. And they're looking at you. I don't know. That's the feeling I'm getting. Is anybody else getting that feeling? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I've just read way too much isekai, which I kind of have. But, I don't know. It just is kind of cool, especially considering how popular isekai is. Not even just like worldwide, but especially in Japan. There's a reason why it feels like almost every series coming out lately is an isekai. So I don't know. It just feels appropriate that Konami would try and do like an isekai archetype. And it just feels like if they were to do it, this would be the way to do it. You know, have your teammates be the monsters, you be the token, and then like these being like the equipment that you're getting as the legendary hero, and then the dungeons you gotta conquer, stuff like that. The summons, that's kind of what I'm getting from this. I don't know, maybe it's just me, who knows. We'll just have to wait and see what the rest of the archetype's gonna do. That's my big thing. I'm gonna see what the Witch Lady does. I'm gonna see what Zappy Man here does. Anyways, what do you guys think? Do you think I'm crazy? I'm thinking it's an isekai. I have too much isekai on the brain. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and share the video. Thank you, and peace out. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider rating, commenting, and subscribing. Sharing the video helps as well. If you especially really like it, please do consider being a channel member. Every little bit helps out. And hey, also why not check me out on my other social media pages. Thank you, and have a great day.